Luke chapter 17 verses 11 to 19. In all circumstances, give thanks, for this is the will of God for you in Christ Jesus. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled through Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voices, saying, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." And when he saw them, he said, "Go show yourselves to the priests." As they were going, they were cleansed. And one of them, realizing he had been healed, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice, and he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? Then he said to him, "Stand up and go, your faith has saved you." Jesus was on the border between Galilee and Samaria, when he met the 10 lepers. We know that the Jews had nothing to do with the Samaritans, but in this group of lepers there was at least one Samaritan. A common misfortune, leprosy, had shown them how to put aside common prejudices in favor of unity. If flood covers a piece of land, wild animals, which are mortal enemies, will gather together on higher ground and will not attack one another. One of the things which draw people together is common interest or need. Both the Samaritans, and the Jews, were able to put aside their differences and join against their common enemy, leprosy. Leprosy was so feared the leper was required by law, to stand off, at a distance and announce to others their affliction. Another thing that brings people together is a need for God and his miraculous healing powers. Verse 13, and raised their voice, saying, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." Sometimes leprosy went into remission. If a leper thought his leprosy had gone away, the leper was supposed to go to a priest, who could declare him clean. That is why Jesus sent the 10 lepers to the priest before they were healed, and they went. Why did Jesus send them before the cure? They demonstrated their faith in him, by not questioning him, but by doing exactly what he asked. I am willing to bet that you have run into a person that told you to do something you thought was crazy, but you did it anyway, and your faith in them was rewarded with a successful outcome. The lepers demonstrated the same faith you had, and they too experienced a successful outcome. They were cured. Is your faith in God as strong as the lepers? Are you willing to do as he says out of faith, and even before you see the wisdom in doing so? Jesus healed the 10 lepers, but only one returned to thank him. This proves it is possible to receive God's grace with an ungrateful heart, because only one of the 10 was grateful enough to return and say thank you. Not too long ago I read a news article about a parent who gave his daughter a new BMW, but she wanted a Jaguar. She rewarded the parent's generosity by purposely driving the car into a local canal. She didn't consider the BMW a gift but an obligation of a parent. She then left home to continue her education at college. You guessed it, the parent will pay the tuition. God gives us the breath of life each day. Do we thank him or consider it an obligation of nature? God gives us employment which affords us the opportunity to buy a home, food, clothing, and on and on. When was the last time you thanked him, or like the high schooler thought them an obligation, and ignored the gifts? Only one cured leper returned to say thanks. He now understands that faith in God is very beneficial. He, like the other 9, could have ignored the gift and passed it off as luck or the work of nature. Don't drive your gift of faith into a canal of rationalization, but look about at the marvelous gifts he gives you each day. Only grateful Christians grow in understanding of God's grace. God doesn't demand that we thank him, but he is pleased when we do. Remember how good you felt the last time a child said thank you for something you had given them.